Hey, Mortals, Buzz back here. Go ahead and do a little bit of gabbing at you here about Boom Beach. So, a lot of new players, just starting bases, stuff like that. People that have never really played the game before and they're really pretty new to it. I'm going to try to make some videos that basically lessons learned, from my own experience and experience of others in our main task force of different ways you can play this game. And there's lots of ways that you could go wrong without knowing that you're going wrong. And one of the main ways to do that, and this is probably the number one thing that most people do, is it's an attacking game. And, you think you want to just attack, clear all these bases off of your map. You always want to be keeping that map clear. That's how you get your resources. That's how you move up in victory points and all that. And victory points, by the way, are these medals up here. The problem with that is you're matched against other players based on your victory points. So if we are to look at, you can see I have 158 there at level 31, 158 victory points. And I'm going to use Ronnie as an example. He just came into the task force today, and we were talking. And let's go over here and look at his base. If it'll ever load. Here we go. Ronnie is a level 27, so he's 4 levels below me, but he's only, looks like 7 victory points less than me. That means that he's getting matched up with players at my level. So you can see on his base, he's only got an HQ 11. I believe I've got an HQ 12 or 13, which means if you look at his base, it's not a bad base, there's nothing wrong with it, but then you compare it to my base, and this is the kind of bases that he's going to be matched up against. I'm two HQs higher than he is, so I've got a boom cannon, and I got a rocket launcher. He doesn't have either of those, so, he's having to compete against guys attacking his base that have higher level troops, and they're gonna be used to facing rocket launchers and boom cannons, and they're gonna come across his base, and he doesn't have either of those, so he's gonna be an easy steamroll base. So by constantly attacking when you don't need the resources, you're essentially, all you're doing is raising your VP, and you're just gonna make the game a lot more difficult for yourself. So what you can do is a couple of different things. Attack only when you need resources and get something building, and then stop attacking until it's done building, and then do it all over again. That's one way that you can somewhat keep your VP low. Another way to keep your VP low is to kind of do what I'm doing, where look at all these player bases that are on my map. I'm not really taking any of them out. I'm mostly using Dr. Terror, which you have to beat one of these Hammerman levels. I think it's Hammerman level 30 or 25. I can't remember. And you get those by unlocking the clouds with your radar. And then you unlock Hammerman. He comes 4 times a week, and he has really good loot that you can get from him without raising your VP. And also the NPC bases, which I don't have any on my map. NPC meaning non-player character bases, which is basically just the computer-generated easy bases. And, by just clearing those, you might not get that many resources, but you're also not raising your VP, which means that you can slowly level up and upgrade your guns a lot more, and then your defense will be so strong that nobody will be able to attack your base and beat it. And at that point, you can basically just sit on resources as long as you want, not worry about people trying to steal them from you, because they're not going to be able to. That's a really slow way to play the game, by just sitting on the resources. So what I would suggest is, beef up your offense, go out, get your resources from a base, make sure you got enough to get something upgraded, and once the upgrade's done, it's going, just stop attacking, and let your base, sit there and build, and then when it's done building, go ahead and attack some more, and just get enough to keep your upgrades going. You don't want to go too crazy and be all balls to the walls. You don't want to be a level 30 and have 300 victory points, because you're going to be running a bases you just quite simply can't even beat. Another big thing is, and I push this a lot in the main task force, and when I first joined the task force, it wasn't real popular with people in the task force, but I had been doing it for a long time. Offense is what wins this game. So when you upgrade, anytime that your HQ can be upgraded, you should upgrade it. There's no penalty for upgrading it early. You don't have to max out all your guns before you upgrade it. As soon as you can upgrade it, like as soon as I hit level 32, I can go to HQ 14, and as soon as I get to level 32, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop upgrading anything and save resources until I can upgrade it. Because upgrading it, you're constantly unlocking new stuff. You know, more landing crafts, and landing crafts are a huge deal. So HQ, big deal. Always upgrade it. Your vault, you always want that thing to be upgraded. So here's what I would do. You upgrade your HQ. After you're done upgrading your HQ, the first thing I would upgrade would be my armory, then my sculptor, then I'd get my landing crafts all to the highest that they could get, then I would get my gunboat to the highest it can get, then I would go for the vault, then I would go for the radar, and that should be enough to get you to the next HQ bump, and then you do it all over again. The armory, you want to constantly be upgrading it because that's how you're going to be able to upgrade your troops. You can see I need to upgrade this. I'm going to probably have to kill some bases here to do that. But I've got my tanks are maxed out for this level. My heavies are, my Zukas are, my artillery, my barrage, they're all maxed out for this level. So I need to upgrade that so that I can spend gold on something. You know, so that's a big one. And landing crafts are a really big one. Anybody that's using tanks, once you get to this level 12 landing crafts, you can put 2 tanks on each one of these. And, you know, upgrading landing crafts is probably the #1 way that you're going to be able to take out higher level bases. You know, by having stronger troops and being able to take more troops is really going to benefit you. Another thing you can do to make getting resources a little bit easier, and this is a little bit trickier, and some people really don't like to do this method, but you can just have all your statues be resource rewards. And basically what that is like if I come over here and I click one of these bases and I scout it. Let's see here. So over here on the left is what the reward is. Over on the right is what I'm going to get extra just from having those statues. And I don't even have very good ones, but you could have up to 10 of those things, and you can be pulling in 200% of what you could possibly get from a base. So resource rewards are a really good option for doing that, especially early on. And what it does is it limits the amount of bases that you're going to have to attack to get the resources that you need to get your upgrade going, which comes back to you're attacking less bases, so you're not gaining VP points, which you don't want to do. Now, VP points, another quick thing on VP points. The NPC bases that I talked about earlier, whenever you get invaded in your map, a new player shows up on your map, you will lose 1 victory point every time that happens. Now, non-player character bases, when they show up and you rebeat them, you only get 1 medal back. So they're basically VP neutral. A human player, when they show up on your map, they will take 1 medal away from you. But when you beat them, you'll gain 2 medals, meaning that every time you beat a player that has just showed up, you're constantly going to be going up 1 VP at a time. The only other way that you can lose VP is to have people attack your base and beat your base. So the last thing you can do about VP being too high, and like I do this sometimes, like I'm probably not going to start any upgrades and I'm not going to attack them. I'm just going to let my boats collect overnight and get them up as high as I can because I know I have terror tomorrow. So basically, I don't have any resources here for anybody to really steal from me, and my VP is kind of high. If I want to lower my VP, what I'll do is I'll just move my boom cannon out of the way, and I'll put my HQ right on the beach. And I don't care if people beat it because they're not really getting any resources from me that I need. What they are doing, though, if I get raided 2 or 3 times, is I'm dropping 2 or 3 victory points, which is how I'm going to keep my victory points low. We got somebody attacking over here. Let's see what old Red Wings is doing. If we can get in there before he's done attacking. I don't know what's going on tonight. Anyway, that's kind of the last thing that I had on VP. There's some ways that you can manage your VP, but keep in mind you don't want to just be attacking all the time, balls to the walls. Attacking when you don't need the resources is really gonna cost you in the long run. What the hell? See, this is the problem with the other video I was saying with people not reading the notes. it makes no sense where he's attacking right now. Like, absolutely no sense. He's attacking something that quite frankly, you can be completely avoided. You could just go around it and not even bother with that. So that's a completely wasted attack there. Essentially, that attack might as well not even have happened. That's how useful that attack was. Just so you guys know. And you know, people really need to start following these notes and stuff like that. And so, like I said here, I'm gonna leave this HQ on the beach tonight. Hopefully, I'll get attacked 2 or 3 times, and nobody's gonna be able to get really any resources from me because I don't really have any resources to give. And I can make that even less because I have the option to upgrade either one of these mortars. So I'm just going to go ahead and start a mortar upgrading because that's a little bit less wood that I'm going to lose, and it's going to do something for my base. What's Red Wings saying? I'm sure he's Red Wings. There's notes in place. See? Good boy, Lance. Lance is taking his officer duties really well here and calling somebody out on not following the notes, and that's what we need. So props to you on that, Lance. And anyway, guys, I'll come back at you with another video later. Maybe I'll run through some troop compositions, explain what different troop compositions can do, their strengths and weaknesses, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Take it easy.